Hi everybody, you're about to watch the first of 3 videos with Jessica Stenzel. She's with Grand Head Start in Jay, Oklahoma. She's going to tell you a story of efforts that she and her team did around data quality. One of the big things that I want everybody who's taking this course to do is to see that there are real ways and real programs to do this. So while part of your mind should be on things like, oh, this is the data workflow and where's the collection and coding, but don't worry about the rigid things that put things into categories. Just listen to her tell her story and then think about how the things that she's talking about could potentially apply in your program.
Hi, my name is Jessica Stenzel. I am the health manager for Grand Head Start. I've been with our program for 5.5 years. I'll be 6 years in May. Our agency's full enrollment number is 394 students. We have 21 classrooms program-wide. I'm going to start with our data entry module. We created this because we saw a need that we did not have all of our staff on the same page as far as capturing our data. We worked with our consultant who helped us find the areas that we could make more efficient to grab the data. So what we did is we brought in all of our family service workers and we went step by step on how do we capture all of our child's health data as far as enrollment, medical homes, dental homes, insurance providers. When we get those hearing and vision screenings, how are we entering those? How are we plugging in the dates and the results? Essentially what we did is we sat down and realized that when we're entering our data into Child Plus, it is not all the same. And then we were not able to pull that data and it to be as helpful. So what we did is we brought everybody, each family service worker that we have program-wide into the same room. And we sat down and we acted like we were enrolling a child. And we went through the process. All right, what are we going to do next in Child Plus? While we were doing that, we were screenshotting Child Plus and creating a data module, or I'm sorry, a data guide that walked through this. Now we have all of our family service workers that are in different centers. They're doing the exact same thing. We have it so we can capture that data and we can look step by step as to how are we entering that hearing screening. We also, our consultant before this went in and she looked at our data. She pulled all of our data on how to which modules are we using the most? Where are the blanks going in our Child Plus system that we're not using accurately? When we had our hearing and our visions, we had tons of different situations where it could be concern, pass, fail, complete. We were able to organize those into a simple pass, fail. And that made our data entry module so much easier. We walked through step by step, and we actually have a entry guide that you can see when you get to each event where we have that child passed his hearing. And we have another child who failed his hearing. How are we going to create a follow-up on that? How are we going to document that? So essentially this data guide really was able to incorporate everything being pulled in. Now, before we had this data guide, I got calls every day from different family advocates asking, how am I going to enter this? Which way is the best way to enter it? And I also found myself as a health manager saying, okay, how are we going to do this? So now after we've built this data guide, I'm able to just look up. I keep it on my bulletin board right in front of me. And I say, all right, this is how we're going to do it. Do you have your data guide in front of you? Like, can you look at page 5? This one is right there. And honestly, now I don't get those calls anymore because they've also learned that if I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm just going to look at my data guide on how to enter that health event, like a vision, a hearing. How am I going to make that follow up on a vision? This child failed. I need to do a rescreen. I need to get a referral. Did we have that follow-up? Did the provider see that child on this day? So essentially we have it step by step on our data guide on those follow-ups, which it's easier for me as a health manager because when I go in and pull my reports, they're pulling accurately, and I'm also more comfortable pulling those reports.